Fox 5 News at 6 starts right now.
And right now, Georgia voters have 1 hour left to cast their ballots. Voters have to be in line by 7 o'clock. All eyes are on our state as we decide several crucial races in the 2022 midterm election. Georgia's Senate race could decide the balance of power in the U.S. Senate, and our governor's race is a hotly contested rematch of 2018. Good evening, I'm Russ Spencer.
I'm Courtney Bryant. We want to start with a look at the race for governor. Incumbent Republican Brian Kemp is hoping to keep the job that he's had for the last 4 years. But Democratic challenger Stacey Abrams hopes this race ends with a victory for her.
Well, Fox 5's Eric Perry is covering the Abrams campaign, but let's begin with Doug Evans, who is with Governor Kemp's camp. Doug?
Russ, good evening. Brian Kemp and his supporters will be watching the election returns coming in tonight here at the Coca-Cola Roxy, just right outside of Truist Park in Smyrna. The governor and his family voted in Winterville today, joking afterwards that he was adding 5 points to the home team. He seemed relaxed and, in his words, confident. Polls have shown him ahead of Stacey Abrams, and when questioned about that, he's always said the same thing, and that is that the only poll that counts is the vote today. Brian Kemp was in a different spot 4 years ago, a close race, in fact, a toss-up at the time, one, of course, that he won. It's not been an easy 4 years for Brian Kemp as governor. The pandemic, the 2020 election, the wrath of Donald Trump afterwards, who said on January 6, 2021, to the crowd there gathered in Washington, D.C., just right before the Capitol riots, he said, quote, "Get that guy the hell out of office." And now, less than 2 years later, some political pundits have said that he is the most popular candidate on the ballot today and may help carry others into office, possibly even Herschel Walker. Here's what the governor had to say after voting with his family today.
Well, good morning, everybody. We just got 5 more for the home team, and we just want to ask everybody to get out and vote today to keep our state the greatest state in the country to live, work, and raise our families. We're so excited that Election Day is here. We've been running on our record, urging all Georgians to get out there and let their voice be heard today, and like to ask for their vote and support. It's been an honor serving as the governor and the first family, and we're very confident about today and looking forward to the results this evening. So thank you guys for coming.
Looking forward to the results, in which they will watch here at the Coca-Cola Roxy in Smyrna. We'll be here with them as well, and we'll be providing you with all of the results and the information from the Kemp campaign all evening long here on Fox 5. For now, live, I'm Doug Evans, Fox 5 News.
As you say, an amazing political comeback in this last year. Doug, thanks. Again, Democratic nominee Stacey Abrams is running for governor for a second time, having lost to Brian Kemp by 55,000 votes in 2018. Her lawsuit accusing Republicans of voter suppression was rejected this fall by a federal judge. Fox 5's Eric Perry joins us now live from Abrams election headquarters in downtown Atlanta. Eric, what's the latest there?
Yeah, Russ, a lot of excitement here. In about an hour and a half, the doors will open and the public will be invited into the ballroom here at the Hyatt Regency. That's in downtown Atlanta. Now, I spoke with her campaign management earlier. They say she spent the day really talking to people, getting that last push out there to people to go to the polls. We also heard from her yesterday as well. Take a listen as she really had a kind of conference there to one last rally to get people out to vote.
We are coming for Georgia. We are coming for the people of Georgia. We are coming to deliver education from cradle all the way to career. We are coming to make sure that our teachers get a salary, not a $5,000 pay raise on layaway.
There's nothing here, right? No.
Yeah, you heard some of the things that she's been running on, a higher pay for teachers. She's also an advocate for stricter gun laws here in the state. Now, we know this will be the hot ticket for a lot of top Democrats here in the state. We know that Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens should be here. We also know that the Democratic House Leader, James Beverly, will also be in attendance as well. There's some sort of ceremony with different local leaders, business owners that should start around 8 o'clock here. Of course, we'll be here throughout throughout the evening. No sight of Stacey Abrams until she's gearing up for tonight. But, of course, when that happens, we'll be the first to bring it to you. At the Hyatt Regency in downtown Atlanta, I'm Eric Perry, Fox 5 News.
Eric, thank you. Well, Georgia's race for U.S. Senate has national implications, of course. The outcome could determine the balance of power in the U.S. Senate, less than 2 years after Democrats took both Georgia's Senate seats and flipped control from the Republicans.
Let's go to Fox 5's Deidre Dukes says Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock hopes to win a full 6-year term tonight. Deidre?
That's right, and Warnock supporters will begin gathering here at the Marriott Marquis in about a half hour for tonight's watch party. What they hope will be a victory party. And while the recent polls show the candidates running neck and neck, the incumbent senator does hope that he can win outright and avoid a runoff in this race tonight. Now, he did spend some time this afternoon campaigning in the Atlanta area, which included stops at Manuel's Tavern and at Atlanta's HBCU campuses. This year's contest is expected to be one of the tightest, most closely watched Senate races in the country. And while Democrats traditionally come out in strong number during the early voting period, and Georgia shattered early voting records for midterm elections this year during early voting, with the races so close, a Democratic strategist I talked to this afternoon told me that Democrats also need a strong turnout today on Election Day. Another 2 million plus voters to vote today for Warnock to have the best chance of winning outright and avoiding a runoff. Warnock was in good spirits when we caught up with him on the campaign trail today.
I feel great. This has been a rigorous campaign. I'm deeply honored to be able to work for the people of Georgia, to lay out my case before them. And at the end of the day, the four most powerful words in a democracy are "the people have spoken."
Now, Warnock is going to watch the returns here in the Atlanta area, of course, but when we asked his campaign, they did not tell us exactly where he will be watching them, if he'll be watching them like here at the hotel or at another location. And they also weren't able to tell us when we could expect him to come down here and at least greet his supporters, if that'll be early in the evening, which is customarily the case. So that's the latest here at the Marriott Marquis. Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch how things turn out tonight. Deidre, thanks. Herschel Walker, of course, is a legendary sports figure in Georgia, and tonight he hopes to make political history, winning back the U.S. Senate seat that Republicans lost early last year. Fox 5's Denise Dillon is covering the Walker campaign tonight.
Yeah, they're still setting up here at the Omni at the Battery for what is being called the victory celebration for Herschel Walker. They've got hats, buttons, and take a look over there. T-shirts with the number 34. This has been a bitter battle for the Senate seat, with the candidates making a flurry of campaign stops in the past few weeks. Last night, Walker spoke to a crowd in Kennesaw. Despite the record-breaking early voter turnout, Walker urged people to get to the polls, trying to capture all the votes he can in this very tight race.
And he went to Washington to represent Joe Biden. He told her he was going to speak for you, didn't he? And he raised your taxes and spent your money. And think about this. He spent over $100 million against me already. Wow, that's a lot of money. And the race is still tied. That means he don't know how to spend his money, so why is he spending your money?
On his social media, Walker posted earlier today, "It's been a long, tough campaign, but together I know we will win." We are going to be here throughout the night with live updates. Reporting from Cobb County, Denise Dillon, Fox 5 News.
Denise, thanks. Well, voting has not gone smoothly for everyone this election day. Some residents in Chattahoochee Hills flooded our newsroom with calls saying they were told that they should vote in Marietta, which is in Cobb County, not in Fulton, where they live. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor talked to some other Fulton County voters who had problems voting as well.
Fulton County election officials say they are looking into why about 20 voters were told not only were they at the wrong precinct in Chattahoochee Hills, but that they were in the wrong county. We also talked to other voters whose status was challenged under Senate Bill 202.
I went to go voting because surprisingly it's telling me that my voting privilege was taken away from me due to change of address.
Lonzel Hardy is one of more than 5,000 Fulton County voters whose status was challenged by individuals under Senate Bill 202.
Based off of the registrar findings,
The residential address that Mr. Harding has provided is valid.
The Alpharetta business owner had to drive from North Fulton to this hearing before the Fulton County Board of Elections, then back to Alpharetta to vote.
Right now, I got a plane to catch at 4 o'clock. I'm not going to let anything take away my privilege to vote.
I just want to know if this hearing is being conducted under constructive court of law, and where is my accuser?
Fulton County voter Travis Emery Walker found himself in a similar predicament. He cast a provisional ballot, which doesn't count under Senate Bill 202 unless the voter goes before their county board of elections and resolves their issue.
I'm frustrated. I'm really livid, and personally, I'm embarrassed. I'm insulted, and we came too far to still be here.
Several voters in Chattahoochee Hills were upset too.
We got here this morning, and when they scanned our license, it said that we were in the wrong location and that we're registered to vote in Cobb County. I have lived in Cobb County since I was 17 years old.
Fulton County elections officials say that 20 Chattahoochee Hills voters were offered provisional ballots, and the matter is under investigation. Voter McCoy is not pleased, but remained persistent and did vote.
This election is too important. It's too important for our country, and it just ain't right.
The Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections say they will be here until 7 o'clock on English Street to hear any voter out whose status is being challenged. In Fulton County, Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
Angelique, thanks. 2 Cobb County voting precincts will close later than 7 after they opened late. A Superior Court judge made the order. The Oregon 03 precinct at the Fair Oaks Community Center will accept in-person voting until 7:06 p.m. The Kennesaw 3A precinct at the Ben Robertson Community Center will be open until 7:45. We will have more election coverage throughout the evening, but first let's check in on the weather.
Boy, what a beautiful afternoon it is. Weather not a factor at all in terms of discouraging people from voting. Fox 9 Storm Team meteorologist Jonathan Stacy joins us now. Well done, Jonathan.
The skies have been quite friendly today, giving us sunshine and temperatures once again back in the 80s. The sun has slipped below the horizon, but we are high and dry. In fact, you can't find a cloud on Fox 5 Live Viper radar tonight. That's here in North Georgia, but as we come to coastal Georgia, they're dealing with tropical storm watches as Nicole nears the southeastern United States. You can see those watches stretching up from the Golden Isles through Savannah now into the coast of South Carolina. That said, winds are sustained at 65 miles per hour. It's safely a tropical storm, and it continues to truck to the west at about 10 miles per hour, 285 miles to the northeast of the northwestern Bahamas. So what is next? Well, that storm will likely impact us come Thursday into Friday. As for tonight, get ready for some cooler temperatures. Temperatures last night were in the 60s. You're waking up tomorrow morning in the 40s all across the area. In fact, 7 a.m. in the morning where it's 49 degrees here in the city. LJ 47 degrees. A very slow climb into the 60s by 5 o'clock. We're at 64 degrees, and you start to see those clouds moving in. The winds are going to move in behind it, and it looks like Thursday morning will be dry, but Thursday afternoon, that's a different story. As those clouds start to move in, the rain will follow, and boy, do we need the rain. We're tracking those rainfall amounts. We're looking at anywhere between 2 to 3 inches of rain coming here to North Georgia before the weekend. We'll talk about that in a strong weekend cool down coming up in my next Fox 5 Storm Team forecast.
I'm Randy Travis, live at Indian Springs State Park in Flovilla, where State Senator Burt Jones is counting on a remarkable political turnaround to end tonight and become the next lieutenant governor for the state of Georgia. A live report coming up.
And I'm Rob DiRienzo with Charlie Bailey's watch party, why he says democracy is on the ballot. The details coming up.